Scorpio.
Hello everyone, I would just like to take a slight moment off the top here before we start our July forecast. I just want to thank you all for the inspiration you give me that again can hopefully be inspiring you. I would love to thank each and every country, but that would be a long list. We are now being viewed in 177 countries. So you know who you are when I thank you for that blessing and for you sharing these videos. And also I want to thank those of you that I've been able to touch in a personal level in our personal private readings. I want to say hello to all of you, and you know who you are. So let's take a look at what July is going to bring you. Hello Scorpio, this is your July forecast for 2013, and we have wonderful news for you this month, starting off with Jupiter moving into Cancer. This is going to light up your house, your solar house of Scorpio, and it's lighting up the house of Hello Scorpio, this is your July forecast for 2013, and we have some wonderful news for you here this month, because Jupiter, the planet of abundance, the great giver, the happy-go-lucky planet of all planets, is moving into the sign of Cancer. Now this is going to be lighting up your sun sign of Scorpio, as it will be in Pisces. So we have a golden triangle going on this month. This is going to elevate all the energies that's taking place in and around you. And we'll be going through that a little bit, one by one. It's hot here in the desert today. We're hitting towards 108 to 110 degrees. That's only in the shadow, so my makeup is melting. Anyhow, okay, so top of the month here, Scorpio. There might be a little challenge to start out with. For you, it's going to be between the 10th and the first house. So that would be between your area of career field and how you react and how you want to respond to it. And it might be something that's really kind of digging in a little edge on your value systems, what you find is important to you, and you might have to stand up for it, because I'm seeing that you're pretty much going to be triggered, because on the same day your sun is going to be opposed by Pluto, and Pluto won't just sit back and take it. Pluto will react under an opposition and stand up for it. So here's one of these tests. You do have Saturn to your sign, so you're in authority now, and this will be one of those times where you might have to take it up and bring it out. It's going to really resolve itself pretty quick though, so no biggie. I'm just giving you a little heads up on it if you're listening to this on the June side of this July forecast. But on the 3rd, it looks like you're going to separate away from whatever that was, so a resolution would be found. And in that following week, that whole separation from that situation is coming into something that's really going to be nice, that's going to gel, because Venus, that was a little upset on the 1st, will be happy again here on the 7th, when some surprising twist or turn or news may come in, probably maybe even as a kind of either compromise or solution to whatever that was there on the 1st. And I'm really happy to see, because on the same day, Saturn, which is now in your sign, and has been asleep. It's been retrograde since end of January, so it's been nearly 5 months. It's been doing nothing. It is awakening again, and this will allow you to kind of empower yourself and use that Saturn. Instead of feeling you're being used by it, you are going to take lead and feel empowered. And on the same day, too, we have the new moon. Now the new moon for this month, it's in Cancer, it's in your 9th house. So in this sector, it's all about higher understanding and learning. There might be a desire and a need to reach out to foreign cultures, to travel perhaps. The 9th house is all about traveling. It really excuse me for allergies. It coincides with The ninth house, which represents travel, long distance, foreign countries and people. So you might be traveling here around that time, or you might also want to put in intentions that those feelings that you're embodying here around this new moon, which feels really good, it feels empowered. And not only is the new moon in the ninth house, which is ruled by Jupiter, but Jupiter is already in that sign. So you have a double whammy Jupiter. And it's like I see you saying, or giving yourself a promise to, I really need to do this more often. I really need to travel and see the world more. And I really need to promise myself to create more space and time to do so. And not just think about it, but actually start taking actions on it. So that affirmation of putting your intentions out there would be one of the best ones that you could give yourself as a gift. Because as you program it into your onboard biocomputer, it will start trickling down through the layers, and it will be working there until a full next year before you have this very sector where you can enhance it the way you can this month. The power of the new moon. Magic, right? Okay, so we got some exciting things going on here. And now, this ninth house of yours this month, which is the travel house, it's also higher knowledge and reaching for spirituality and your place within the universe and all those questions that follow along with it. Why am I here, and where am I heading, and where do I fit into the matrix of the physical world or the astral and spiritual world? All of those things are going to be giving you a deeper sense of longing and yearning to really give yourself more time to study and reach for those answers, seek those answers. You know, the Jupiter, the ninth house, is the seeker of truth, wanting to dig and find that golden thread that kind of really embraces, it ties it all together. And Jupiter has come home when she comes into the ninth house. This happened June 25th. Really, really happy for it, like I said on the beginning of the reading. And we're going to talk a little bit about what this Jupiter is going to do, and especially for those of you born very early in the sign, because Jupiter is in that very first few degrees there. It will be on the 17th, and make your notes now. On the 17th, she's going to have a golden triangle over to Saturn. Now, Jupiter expands anything that it's in. So it's expanding your mind. It's expanding that ninth house. Saturn's coming in and saying, okay, if this is what you want, I will support you to do so. It's like it's giving itself authority to do so. And especially because the new moon is in this area too, right? And the new moon also gave these affirmations, right? And intentions. And then Jupiter on the same day on the 17th is touching Neptune. What does Neptune do? Neptune dreams and boundless dreams. You know, there's no end. Neptune is forever ending. And Jupiter being the biggest one, I mean, we're talking super huge dreams. And normally dreams are really good. We need to have them. Nothing can come into this material world without having seen it first. But when you put those two together, it's like pie in the sky dreams. However, though, this Saturn is also touching Neptune. So we have Neptune, Jupiter, and Saturn coming in perfect trine, 17th to 19th. And then to add to the mix, this little lingering Mars, which is still roaming around in your 8th house and will be roaming around in your 8th house until the 13th of July. So he's just moved into this 9th house, and he's just joining forces with Jupiter and creating this golden triangle to Neptune and to Saturn. So here first you have the dream, the vision of whatever it is, plan you're creating. And this is one of the times we always say, be careful what you wish for, you might get it. You will get it because of Saturn's presence. But then from vision and dream to Saturn saying, okay, I'll give you a green light on this. Of all times, talk about timing. Here comes Mars, which we need for action, is kicking in on the 20th, the very day later. So here we go. We got all of this energy going together on whatever it is you're plotting. I don't know. Some of it might be tied into an old dream that's really coming into fruition right now. Some of you might have like a new dream or vision. Doesn't really matter what it is. What it is that Saturn's going to say, you want this? Okay, let's go for it. And then Mars taking action already on the 20th, probably kicking in to do some research, picking up the phone, calling whoever is needed to come in and help you. And this has to do with the 9th house. So your dream pretty much has everything to do with the 9th house. It has to do with the 1st house, and then it has to do with the 5th house. So the 1st house is you. That's where Saturn is. 5th house has to do with children. This is where your dream ties in. You might want to have more time, creative time. It's the house of Leo, but it's in the sign of Pisces. So your dream might tie into wanting to share more time with your children. Saturn saying, I decide, I am my authority, I'm making this decision. And it's now moving direct from retrograde and tying up into the 9th house at its peak, apex up there. And Jupiter is there. And Jupiter being in the 9th house says, I want to study, I want to read, I want to travel, I want to envision, I want to be with my children, and I want to give myself more time. That, Scorpio, is your golden triangle here for July. And it'll be 12 years before you get this chance, before Jupiter comes back around to this sector. However, though, 12 years from now, you won't have the support players of Saturn and Neptune because they will have moved on totally different places of your chart. This is the time, once in a lifetime thing, to actually act upon this. So, and I don't think that I need to say go do it, because Mars is there and Mars will help you do it. You don't need my kick in the butt for this. Anywho, we have Venus, what you love and desire, moving into Virgo on the 22nd. Right now she's still in the career house until then, kind of roaming around up there doing what she does best and being active, but she's longing to have more fun because Venus wants to have fun in Leo, but she's working right now. But I see you finding to take off some time, and maybe you have some vacation time right now. And then on the 22nd, this is only a couple of days after all of this, those actions taking place. Venus on the 22nd, moving signs into more of a network, social network thing. Hopes, dreams, wishes, and friends, wanting to catch up, spend more time with them. The sun is moving into Leo out of your 9th house on the same day on the 22nd. And then we have the full moon also on the 22nd. This will be in your 4th house for home. So I see a harvest period in home environment where things are coming together for you, end of July. I see you being really happy for it. Whatever is taking place there is good. And then we're ending this month with Venus and Jupiter also coming together, harmonizing. Venus, what we love, who we love, and who we love with, and Jupiter being very generous and giving. So these two planets are going to have a blast on the 28th. And then on the 30th, Venus making a golden trine to Pluto, which is very intense, very deep, giving, soul-wrenching, deep, but in a perfect aspect to Venus. So between the 28th and the 30th, and it also rules a whole lot of passion, and especially when we put Pluto there with Venus, yes, passion. And then there with Jupiter, big passion. So it's going to be nice romantically for you this month, especially the end of the month. So go listen to your moon sign and your rising sign. And let me just add this, because I get questions from many of you. Why should I listen to my moon sign or rising sign? Or is my moon sign more important than my sun sign? It's like, no, it's not more important. It's equally important. Your sun sign is, you are a Scorpio, and the only reason you're a Scorpio is the sun passed through that sign at the time of birth, making you a Scorpio. However, though, the moon and the other planets were also moving around in the solar system And your moon sign is that frozen moment of time at birth where your moon was placed. That is your moon sign. And just as much as the sun is our conscious mind and our outer persona, the moon is the inner sign, our emotional self. So where the sun acts and expresses, the moon reflects and it internalizes and reacts. Okay, so when I ask you to listen to your moon sign forecast, is so that you can listen to what's going to be going on with you more so on the emotional level, coming together for you emotionally this month. And then your rising sign, well, that was the sign at the moment of birth that was coming up over the horizon. And when you listen to your rising sign, really shows you in the forecast what is coming together for you now. Because the rising sign is what is coming together for you and coming up and out that you can take out to the external world. The rising sign is how the world perceives you, what persona you give out. Not necessarily who you are, the sun, but what persona you give out. Therefore, those 3 points are very important to listen to. So go have fun listening to them. And then maybe mid-month or later month of July, go re-listen to these, because some of it makes sense right now that you kind of resonate with. But then these things that we're talking about that hasn't yet come into being won't make sense. But if you come back in the midterm or the end of the month and then you re-listen to it, a lot of these things have fell into place and you're going to go, that's what that was all about. Okay, so it can give you just a little bit more joy, a little bit more depth to re-listen later. And I will see you next month. Bye now.